wild moves and keep them away so I could get my footing back. But I went into white crane. All these long arm movements.
Yeah.
But I guess I did okay because Al didn't yell or scream at me.
Oh,
and he
okay.
got a big applause. And the black belts, they said, good job. So, but I had many tests with Al like that. I can remember one night coming home from the school in Denver, Colorado. Al says, it was late, 11 o'clock at night. He said, don't panic. And I said, why would I panic? We're being followed. He said, we're being followed by what looks like gang members. And I'm like, oh,
and this is in Colorado?
He says, I want you to reach down underneath the seat and you're going to feel a chain. Okay. I reached down, sure enough, big chain there. Bring it up. He says, now you're not going to show any fear. They're coming. And I'm going, he says, you stay in your seat for right now. He got out, but when you see, I nod, you get out. And so I stood and stood, and Al shows no fear to anybody. Al will face a huge gorilla. He's not frightened. He walked right into the trap of the gang, and they talked. Because Al always tells you it's good to try to talk your way out of stuff. Don't always just go for the brutality of it. And so I didn't have to fight. But that would have been, had it not turned out in our favor for me. And then I remember one night we had a prowler in the house. Somebody downstairs, Al says, "Hey, wake up. Wake up." Why? He said, there's somebody downstairs. Go check it out. What? Go check it out.
Al sounds like a great guy.
I'm tired. Your turn.
No, but
my God.
I had my life as Malia DeCascos was an adventure.
Wow.
It was, all the good years and then some bad years, and we ended up like we are today. Mm-hmm. But basically, my kids had a fabulous freaking adventure, travel. Mom and Dad were crazy. Tournaments. We really had a crazy life.
Were crazy?
Well, I still are. However, I think Al is calmer now. He lives in Hawaii, and he's kind of rooted there. I think Al probably moved back to Hawaii because I think in his heart he thinks we get older. If the day comes that we have to pass, he would like to pass where he was born in Hawaii.
Then I guess that's where I heard that you might have been from the islands.
Yeah,
it was because of him. Then.
No,
he was.
No, I always remember my first tournament in Hawaii. It was in front of Professor Emperado. And I have this thing. I get nervous. I fall down. There they are. I fell down again. I fell down in my form. And I thought, oh God, dear God, I'm supposed to win. So this happened to me twice. Once in Dallas, Texas, and this time in Hawaii. I fell down and I threw it into a sidekick and got up and I won.
You improvised.
Al would say, what is she doing?
Crazy.
That's not how that form goes. And I
is
didn't
now.
want to lose. That was my first cue how determined I was.
Wow.
I wasn't going to let her fall.
Interrupt anything you were doing.
Gravity, I laugh at you, Gravity.
No.
That's amazing.
Life as Malia DeCascos was a good life. I had the art. My martial art years, we're not here to talk all about that. Someday the book will come out. But it wasn't always, I wasn't always liked by people, and maybe today I'm still not liked by a lot of people.
Well, we like you.
I definitely like you. We like you.
Okay.
We definitely like you.
No, but, it's, I had a following that didn't like me, even here in the States.
Wow.
And I've been challenged several times, and I've been told, I was a rotten martial artist, and she just because she was Malia DeCascos is white. No, that's not so. I worked hard.
You
did.
You were your own person.
Yeah,
for sure.
I really worked hard to do what was necessary to earn my reputation. But I think back in the 60s and 70s, it was a little bit easier to recognition because I was a woman,
Right.
because I was a different looking type woman, and because I was doing kung fu, and because I was always trying to better my game. Okay, I want to now go against men. I want to travel. I want to go all over the United
Now,
States.
how did that come up? Because that was a rare thing that you would go against men.
Hmm.
How did that happen?
Well, you know, I was going into every weekend tournament, here, LA, everywhere, tournaments.
Right.
And I got tired after so many years. You see the same old people, same competitors, same this.
And you were
same
beating
that.
them all,
I
so
was
you got bored.
tired of it. Bored. It was no longer a challenge. Not to say that I couldn't have lost, but
Yeah.
I decided I wonder what it would be like to compete against men. I want to compete against men. And so I don't even think I told Al I was going to do this. I just decided at a tournament that I wanted to go against men. So I went to the promoter of the
Right.
tournament and
The commission.
I said, you know me, you know I'm every tournament. Can we do something different at your event? He said, yeah. What is it, Malia? I said, I would like to compete against men, not in fighting, in form. He said, oh, no, that's not possible. I said, why is that not possible? Why is that? Where in the rule book does it say?
Right.
He said, well, it doesn't. I said, then it's possible. And so anyway, he met with some people that day. They had a little meeting and he came back and he said, okay, you can compete against men. So when
You
they
were
called
right.
the women's division, I didn't go. So the women thought I wasn't going to enter that day. People kept saying, well, the men even said, Malia, your division. I said, nah, I'm not going there today. Not going there today. And so finally all the belts were finished and time for black belt men. And so, black belt man, that's my division. Okay, so I get up and I walk
Well,
over.
you were still in you were already in your gi and everything, right?
Yeah, just
And
wait.
the women are like, well, you're dressed up, but you're not going to
I
compete.
changed my mind. So everybody's lined up.
Right.
Lined up. All the men. So I go up there.
Oh my God.
Line up, and the guy said, "Oh, Malia, this is black belt man." I said, "I know. This is where I belong." And they said, "Women, no. I have cleared it. I'm competing against you guys tonight," and I won. But that's how that was how
That's
it
crazy.
began. Several women were instrumental in different avenues of
Right.
the art. Arbitrators came in and wanted that for women and this and that. But as far as starting to compete against men here in California, I started that. Well, I was the pioneer. I was the
Yeah.
first, and
That's awesome.
And-
Now,
Beautiful.
because of that, I imagine that's when you got on the Black Belt magazine.
well, I'm sure up
That had
till
something
Black
to
Belt
do with it, I
magazine,
imagine.
I
Right?
had already started
Right.
doing a lot of interviews.
Because you're the first woman to be on Black Belt
First, a
magazine.
woman competitor
Yes.
on the cover of Black Belt magazine,
That's-
which was an honor. But like I said, when I was a white belt, I told all the students, maybe a yellow or orange, because that was when I realized there was no women in magazines;
Right.
it was all men. And I told my classmates, "You see this? I'm going to be on the cover of this magazine."
I'm
one
going to
day."
be the first.
They would just laugh, Emily. Don't laugh, really. But when it really did happen, it was cool because a couple of them came with my cover and asked me to sign it because they remembered when I said
Wow.
that I was going to
That's
do that.
crazy.
And
That's
so,
awesome.
what it was, Black Belt magazine was really special to me for two reasons. Number one, on 1974, I was on their cover, the first woman. But in 2018, I was Black Belt's Woman of the Year.
Really? That
So
we
when-
didn't know.
Yeah.
That was just a few years ago.
is-
So you go from 1974, now you know how long
Right.
ago that is, to into 2018.
Wow, and you're
And
still around.
on the
It's-
cover of
that's
Black Belt
crazy.
magazine, and then they honored me as Woman of the Year.
Wow.
So for me to say at my age today, and all those years have gone by, and I still am active and can
Right.
move and fight and kick and punch and promote and all of that. That is probably one of the biggest honors in 2018 to
awesome.
be Woman of the
That
Year.
So
is
you're still
awesome.
able to compete, and I know you have your own fitness regiment that you do and that you teach.
Oh yes.
So what I'm going to ask now is, do you think we could see some of that?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Great. We have a dojo where we're at Bob Gomez's place, so his dojo is open to us, and we're going to bring you in
Oh,
there.
good.
We're going to show everybody a little
Well, I
bit
mean,
of
you
your...
guys are martial artists. There's nothing I can teach you, but I could think maybe fitness.
Thanks. I just had lunch.
Your
Okay.
audience knows otherwise.
right,
Your
off
audience
we
All right, we'll be right back with Malia in the dojo. All right, guys, welcome back to College Conversation with me, Rick,
Let me know.
and our very special guest here in the dojo with Malia, and she's gonna go ahead and beat the heck out of Naeem there.
No.
You're back. So, tell us what kind of what do you do now? What are you teaching? A lot of physical
Well,
fitness stuff?
actually, since I really don't have a martial arts school, I still teach my martial arts, but I mix my martial arts together with fitness. So when someone comes to train with me, basically most of the stuff they're learning is from martial arts. I still teach my forms because forms develop fluidity, flowing, strength, kicks, all of that. But if you were, say you were a white belt, you're somebody who wants to train with me.
Right.
It's very important for me that a person become physically fit for life, for health, for longevity.
This is no good.
That is very, very important to me. And it seems like I don't understand why as people get older, they just seem to let themselves go. And I can't figure out why. Because
They give up.
you have to, it's a way of life to keep keep yourself healthy, so that when you do become, I'm old now, you are enjoying life and you don't feel bad if you put a bathing suit on, you still can wear it. Or you're not sick, you know? And so I try to push fitness as much as I can, because to start with, I have to use fitness every day of my life. Martial arts, no. Thank God I don't have to kick and punch and fight my way
Right.
with
Makes
people.
sense, yeah.
But every day I need to be strong in life, just general life. So my fitness training, I use, for one thing, I use a bag, and I teach a lot of people this bag. Now I hit this bag every day. Do I
You
come
want
in
to go ahead and
here
repeat this?
No, I hit the bag so that I remember what it feels like to hit a body. I like that feel of contact. Uppercut. I like that feel. Uppercut. I like that feel. I can't do it on people, but I can do it on the
Thank
bag.
goodness.
So the bag for me, I work my legs on the bag. Not only do I punch, but I work my legs up and down and up and down. I also work them where you go in and out, back and forth. I utilize the bag not just for punching, but for strengthening.
Huh.
Now, when I do this, it enables me, I like to do it, punch. I like to be able to know my hands will move.
Oh, they move, boys.
It's not about a technique. When I learned the art, Al told me, I taught you how to kick, I taught you how to punch. What you do with it when you need it is up to you. So that's why I like punch, kick, here, stomach, here, back, low, high, and low. I love to work. I'm a head hunter, and I love stepping on
Stomping.
feet. But that is something I teach on this bag, people. All right, just punch it, just kick it, punch, to get their little wrist used to punching. Now, I also, for me, myself,
Oh, yeah.
I run every day. I do weights, little weights, not big weights, little weights. Bicep, tricep, chest, shoulders. I ab work, my ab. For me, if you don't have a strong tummy, you're gonna be trouble later on down the line with a bad back. So I wouldn't teach this stuff to beginners, but you know, I do leg lifts. I can do 100 of everything I show you here. I can do this forever. Bicycles, I do push, I hold, I can hold forever. My stomach is really, really strong. But if you're a beginner, I don't teach that. I teach one leg at a time, other leg at a time. I have a whole routine that's either you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. For me, I train me different than I do people. When I'm teaching classes, privates, I work out with all my students. If you have a lot of students in one day, that's a lot of trail running. It's a lot of work. But I do all of that, plus my form. My forms are my baby. I mean, I love to do forms. I love the movement of doing form, of flowing, down, up, stretch, and I like to teach that. People say, forms, you don't fight with them. Maybe I don't use my movements in a form, but I use the stretch to move in. All of it through to it in, back. I use it. And so in form, you do use all that stuff. Blocks, down, pow, and you learn how to hit where it hurts,
Ooh.
And so
That's okay. Better him than me.
anyhow, I'm just having
You know, the crazy
excited
thing is
and
that
fun.
I like coming to these things because I get to experience it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now to teach? How are you getting your teaching across with the whole COVID?
Well, you know me, I have to jump on the bandwagon.
Okay.
This virus is not going anywhere.
Sadly.
So, as much as I didn't want to, I'm going to start teaching Zoom classes.
Wow.
But what I want to do with my Zoom classes, I want to do private Zoom, one-on-one, so that I can really bring the best out of you and give you the best of me through the screen, because you're not there. I can't touch you. I can't say, hit you and correct it. So I have watched Zoom classes, and you see, 20, 30 people in there, and that's not for me.
Right.
That's just not for me. Because if I see somebody who's punching like this or doing whatever they do, and you can't stop everything in the middle of your
Right.
Zoom.
For everyone else, yeah.
No, so I decided I'm going to give it a shot, as some other trainers are doing, and teach private.
That's
I would
wonderful.
hope maybe somebody wants to join me.
Yes.
I'm really
Well,
a
we're
lot of
definitely going to
fun.
put that information
Yes,
out, so
we'll
we'll get
put
that
that-
information for you later.
I'm
And
sorry?
then we're going to go ahead and advertise for that on our
We
pages.
will advertise
Yeah,
for you
so-
on this video.
Yes, so
We'll-
we'll let them know to
Oh,
get in
We'll tell
contact.
everybody about your
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
if you were to take a Zoom class with me, you wouldn't be disappointed. You would have fun. Even though I already have my first Zoom student. She's from Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
And I'm going to start teaching her private. I'm hoping to still develop champions, my Zoom champion.
I like it.
I want to show that I can be as good a teacher teaching through Zoom as I can in person.
Yes.
Because that's truly a challenge. So
Ooh,
yes,
a new
I will
challenge.
teach my Kung Fu forms, I will teach fitness, I will teach basic martial arts, and eventually, hopefully, all the people I teach on Zoom, we can all meet in person and have
There you
dim
go.
sum.
Let me know when that is. I get hungry.
But no, that's now, and of course I still teach in the park.
Wonderful.
I start every day at 5:30.
Where do you teach out of now?
I don't like to tell people where I train publicly because I've had people in the park
Right. Just,
coming
Oh,
to.
yeah.
oh, it's the legend. We need to give me your autograph.
No,
I'm going to do the same
I
thing.
had a very interesting person in the park. It was early morning, and I was with my other student, and she says, "Malia, do you see what I see?" I said, "I don't know. I'm just trying to get through this." And we looked up, and there was a naked man coming out.
Oh!
I said, don't pay attention to him. He wants us to panic because that'll excite him. Don't pay attention to him. Just act like he's fully clothed. Keep on going. So we did. As he went by, then we turned around. I can't believe it. A naked man early in the morning. But, you know, we have all kinds. We have running outdoors, outdoor trails. We have the animals.
That's awesome.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I always feel the best workouts are early morning because you've had hopefully a good night's sleep. You're not stressed. You get it out of the way. If you have a whole day of work and trouble and problems, likely come towards the evening you don't feel energetic and you don't want to do it, and maybe you will cancel. But I can never remember when I didn't get up at 4:30 and out the door at 5:20 and ready to go 20 to 6.
That's awesome.
Wow. Wonderful.
So come and join me, everybody.
All right,
look forward.
You know, this is amazing. Thank you so much for being
Yes,
here with us.
thank you.
I think we
Thank
have
you,
almost
thank
2
you.
hours worth of stuff. I
Almost.
got to try to figure out what we're going to do this.
Thank you so much for having me.
This has been Kali Conversation with me, Rick,
And me, Naeem.
and our very, very special
Very
guest,
special guest.
Malia
Thank you.
And Costco's
Thank you.
Bernal.
She's awesome. And 3, 2, 1, cut!